Honestly, I think just put it behind you and just focus on tonight. It's obviously a new year, different set of circumstances. Obviously, still a great team with tremendous pedigree, so we know the challenge they present. So excited about getting back at it tonight and the urgency for us get back in the win column.
Probably these types of games. How do you describe where this rivalry is at Toronto and Tampa right now?
Well, certainly when you see teams in the playoffs multiple times, and playing the same division and battling within the division, the rivalries build and obviously similar players and things like that. So certainly it's one that's provided two great series the last couple of years. Some great battles, and that's what it's all about. So always a great challenge, like I said, with their pedigree, what they've accomplished, and the type of players they have.
What do you think needs to change, or what you take from the last two games that can turn it around for you guys here?
Well, I think we liked our process last game and how things were kind of coming together in different areas, and obviously we just got to find a way to produce a little bit more. But just continue to stay with it, especially I think the depth and the talent that we have. But continuing to stress the opponent offensively, making it difficult on the goaltender and finding ways to get more than one.
What was the feel with Nyes there last game for you and Willie?
It was good. Continue to work and give them no time and space so we can earn pucks back and create good sequences and multiple looks and sustained offense and play on their half of the ice. So that was good. And when you do have to defend and check, just being well structured, communicating well, and reading off each other and knowing what our assignments are. So I thought that was all pretty solid.
Vasilevsky's been such a big part of this rivalry. He's out. Like, how much has that changed the dynamic, do you feel, facing Johansson tonight?
Yeah, no doubt. An elite goaltender, tremendous pedigree. But for us, I think, we want to kind of keep the same mindset and making it difficult on the goalie, getting to the net, those difficult areas, and the puck's obviously always got to get there to score goals. So making it difficult on him tracking, seeing things, and building confidence and feeling good about his game. So, don't want to change things too much just because it's a different goalie.
TJ, what's it feel walking back into this building for the first time since that emotional win?
Yeah, it's we've been here a lot the last couple of years, so it's you get that feeling of being comfortable playing here. You know what to expect.
What do you remember most from that night, that series win?
I think just the overtime goal. I can see it in my head thinking about it, and just that feeling of winning the series.
How would you describe that feeling? What did it feel like in that moment?
I guess sort of like a weight lifted off your shoulders. Obviously we've been in that spot a couple times before, and to get the job done, it felt good.
How different is the matchup feel this year, or does it feel the same just because there's a lot of core guys back? I know both teams have some new faces.
Yeah, we know the type of players they have over there and the skill and what to expect as far as the transition game and stuff. So we just got to be prepared and be aware.
What's it look like? What's it look like back with Morgan there to start this season? I know there was a lot of moving around last year, going into this year. Defense is slightly different, but what's that look like for you there?
Yeah, he's easy to play with. He's always finding a way to get open and give you an option and talking out there. So it's fun to play with him.
You seem pretty comfortable to start the season. Like, how are you feeling about your game?
Yeah, it's felt pretty good. Obviously there's always things that you can improve on and get better at, and sometimes that's just it takes time. Getting to know guys. Everyone getting on the same page, and that's our next goal.
How do you think John's adapting? Klingberg.
Yeah, he's been good. Some of the plays he makes, I don't even see him from the bench, and he's out there, he's just calm and collected, and he's got that poise with the puck.
So, what have you heard about the Leafs Lightning rivalry?
No, obviously, we'll play more top teams and division game and a lot of playoff history too. So it's going to be fun to be a part of.
Did you watch any of those series, the last two?
Yeah.
Series? Yeah.
Yeah.
And what stood out to you from those games?
I mean, a lot of high-end skilled players. I think a lot of speed through the neutral zone and special teams is a huge part as well. So that's probably the biggest takeaway. But every time we get a rivalry like that, the physicality ramps up as well. So it's going to be a fun game.
How are you feeling about your game, the transition, the adjustment, getting up to speed with the new team?
Yeah, no, it's been. I think it's been good. Obviously, I still feel like I maybe need to get a little bit of a read off players sometimes too, and the opposite way too, that they can get a read off me too. But so far, I think it's been good. But it can always be better, and you're always striving to get better too. But it's been good so far.
I know you've been working on the defensive side. What's the feel there? I know it's early with your defensive side of the game.
I mean, if I take care of the puck in my own end and break out the puck clean, I feel like there's going to be more opportunity to be on the offensive side of the game, and it's just a matter of keeping a good gap and a good stick. I think, like I said before, I don't feel like I'm the most physical guy out there, so if I'm just in the right spot on the ice and have a good position and defensively and a good stick, I think a lot of things are going to take care of themselves.
What stands out about Giordano, playing with him?
Obviously, he's been around for so long. He's a veteran, and he talks a lot. I think we had a really good communication last game too, after almost every shift and on the ice too, which makes it a lot easier. Obviously, if you hear him talk on the ice, so you know what you can do with the puck before you get it. So I think that stands out. Obviously, he's got a great shot.
Any memorable battles with him when you guys were both in the Western Conference?
Yeah. Obviously, I think the one year we went to the finals in the bubble, we played them the first round, and we were kind of down 2-1 in games, and I think we were down three goals against them in that fifth game as well. But we came back and we scored. We scored to tie the game with 10 seconds left, and then we ultimately scored in overtime to turn the series to 2-2. And I think that gained a lot of confidence for us as a team to be able to go all the way to the finals. So I've seen a lot of battles against Calgary back in the days.
You think you'll still be playing at 40?
Yeah. I think he could for sure.
You.
Oh.
Well, he's doing it.
Yeah.
He's 40.
Isn't he 39?
No, he's 40.
No,
You didn't get him anything for his birthday.
It's actually 40, eh?
Yeah.
I don't think I'll play when I'm 40. We'll see. That'd be cool, but I don't know. 9 more years, I don't know.
What's it like walking back into this building for the first time since that emotional win?
I don't know. Like it obviously that win felt good. But it feels like a long time ago now, so we're expecting obviously an emotional game. We always have good games, good high energy, emotional games against Tampa, and expecting a lot of the same.
It's funny, we were talking to John, and he was like, "We've turned the page." He's like, and that was such an emotional moment. He scored the goal. Like, what have you learned about his ability to just kind of move on?
Oh yeah, Johnny. I mean, there's no bigger pro in the game than him. I mean, It was a huge moment, obviously a long time coming for our organization, but it just seems like such a long time ago now that we've moved on, and we have our new season going obviously here, and really not really thinking too much about last year at all, to be honest.
So do you find, I just wonder, in Calgary, I mean, that emotional series versus Vancouver, the one year you played Anaheim a couple times, that first meeting the next year, you didn't sense any type of emotion or anything.
There's some, even against Tampa, every game feels like high emotion, you know what I mean? So it's I guess I don't know what's going to be there tonight, but I just feel like it'll be intense. A lot like when we played Florida last game. I thought, it felt more like a playoff game or a more more intense game than the first few did for sure. And it felt more structured and all that. So guys are really bearing down and paying attention. And I think as the season goes on, that improves and improves. But especially when you're playing against a team like Tampa that we're going to play a lot. You might see them in playoffs, like all those sorts of things come into play.
What stands out about this rivalry? They say they're kind of born in the playoffs, but what's the flavor of Leafs Lightning from your perspective?
Well, I think a lot of deep series, right? We lost in 7 to them, then we beat them in 6 there, and obviously them winning Stanley Cups that's a team you want to put yourself up against and measure yourself up against. And now, I'm sure they're in there this year hungry, right? Like they lost for the first time early in playoffs in a long time, and I'm sure they're hungry to get back right where they were. So it'll be a good test tonight, but moving forward in the season, I'm sure it's two really good teams playing against each other.
Has there been a play John has made that it's made you kind of go wow early this season? He's so calm and poised with the puck.
Yeah, he's made a couple backhand sauces across the neutral zone right on the tape that are pretty impressive. I mean, makes it look a lot easier than it is, and you got to have that confidence to make those plays, and he does for sure. He's really, really patient with the puck, but he makes some passes that it's a lot like the top end forward guys that other guys don't see.
The amount of new faces here, like top to bottom, do we underestimate maybe just the adjustment period that comes along with that, or do you think there's some continuity that can be established pretty quick?
Yeah, I think it takes some time. I think getting used to tendencies and all that, but I think what we're focusing on is getting back to like our structure and our team game, and then worrying about all the other stuff. And I thought last game was better. We were way better defensively, but still, I think we can still take it up a huge notch, obviously, and create more offensively, but just control everything all around the game much better, and hopefully tonight we get better than last game.
Sheldon, obviously you know these guys well. Every team's a bit different at this time of year. What are you seeing from the Lightning and expecting tonight?
I just expect a quality game, in a loud and emotional building. So it's fun. I mean, we've played a lot of important games here in this building. I think both teams have got somewhat of a different look than when we were in here last, but still expect it to be a good game and an emotional game nonetheless.
Pretty special night last time you were in this rink. What do you remember most from the moment the puck went in the net?
It was obviously a thrilling night. Have it end that way and to sort of get over that hump of the first round for sure. But obviously we know what happened from there, which is continued motivation for us to just continue focusing on one day at a time, one thing at a time, control we can control, and not get ahead of ourselves.
Is there an added comfort or more confident feel walking into this building, having had that moment here?
I think that there's some of that. I think not just this building, but I think any building. I think as your team is growing, and when I look at the last few years, I think we have grown from one season to the next, and all of that gives you confidence. I think no matter what building you're in, but each time you come in here, we have won games in here. Obviously, won a series in here last year, but every time you come in here, you're in for a game, and I think that's part of it. Got tremendous respect for Tampa Bay, and usually that brings out our best, and that's what we're going to need tonight.
What have been your impressions of Klingberg early this season? Maybe have you seen anything on the defensive side? I know you guys were working with him on that.
Yeah, I think you look at the other night as an example. I think the better that our overall team game is, it helps a guy like him out greatly. The defensive side of the puck is always going to be his challenge. It's something he's got to really be dialed in on. But I think when I look at each of the games, I think a lot of our, what I would say, best chances in the offensive zone have come off of his stick, where he's finding a seam, or he's finding someone that's open, or he's getting a puck to the net. And that's really what you want from him, is to make sure he's helping us on offense. And I think he's done a good job of that. And the more comfortable he gets and the more reps that he gets playing with our guys, I think that will come together even better.
Bertuzzi good to go?
Yes.
What have you liked from Ilya's last game compared to maybe the previous ones that kind of allows him to maybe build confidence?
Yeah, I think it's he just looks like he's settled down a bit. I think the last game, as you say, is a real good step for him, an important one. As I've said, our team game has to take care of the goalie no matter who's in the net, and that in itself allows the goalie to settle down and really find himself and find his game. I thought he made some really big saves for us last game out in Florida, and the penalty kill especially, that really keep us in the game throughout. So that's a real good sign, and obviously want to get him right back to it tonight.